Alabama's WVUA News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Victoria Sheehan. Thanks for joining us tonight. Those watching the skies over West Alabama tonight may be seeing some storms brewing. So, with a look at what we can expect for the rest of the night and into tomorrow, WVUA's Daniel Sparkman joins us now. Daniel, how's it looking out there?
Well, Victoria, it's really starting to look better, actually. We've had numerous tornado warnings north of our area during the evening hours today. In fact, you can see all these counties outlined in yellow is a tornado watch that lasts until 11 o'clock tonight. We're starting to get word from the National Weather Service that it really looks like this is going to be out of here by 11 o'clock, at least the severe threat. We do have had severe thunderstorm warning. These over here in parts of Mississippi, flash flood warnings. These line of storms are going to continue to move off to the south and to the southeast, so we will probably see some showers here across our area tonight, but we are not expecting those severe storms like we were seeing earlier today in North Alabama. Luckily, just some a wind, but we are still watching that wind threat out there across the area. I'll have your complete forecast coming up.
Thanks, Daniel. Isaac made landfall on Tuesday, but residents are still suffering days later. Floodwater lingered in Plaquemines Parish, and more than 240,000 electricity customers sweltered without power. Although much of New Orleans has electricity, work crews continue to deal with toppled trees and downed power lines. North of Lake Pontchartrain, a mandatory evacuation near the Bush community was dialed back to a voluntary evacuation after authorities stabilized a lock on the Pearl River Diversion Canal. President Obama will head to Louisiana tomorrow. In tonight's Education Watch, Tuscaloosa school systems are fighting back against school intruders. Tuscaloosa schools have started a program with city police where employees and students are being trained to fight back, if necessary, against intruders who get inside school buildings. The training focuses on how to run away from intruders, how to properly restrain them, and the program even includes how to throw things at threatening intruders. Police Lieutenant Green, a school resource supervisor, says educators and students need to know these things to defend themselves if intruders get inside of a school. Well, national elections are heating up, and so are the races here in West Alabama. Republican Chief Justice candidate Roy Moore has his second best fundraising month so far in August. Moore filed a campaign finance report on Friday showing he raised more than $82,000 in August. That was topped only by his $102,000 funding in June. Many of Moore's contributions came in after the Democratic Party disqualified its original candidate, Harry Lyon, and chose Jefferson County Circuit Judge Bob Vance. Vance had not filed a report as of Friday. Tonight was the final day for the Miss Alabama GHC pageant. Girls from Mobile to Huntsville competed at the Bama Theater tonight. The competition was divided into 3 sections: junior, high school, and collegiate. The pageant is working with a nonprofit organization called The Crown Cares. All the contestants are focused on stopping bullying in their communities. State Executive Director Becky Brown says this is an issue that is very important to those involved.
This is just a way for girls that some of them were bullied when they were younger, and yet they were able to overcome that and get to the point to where they were confident enough to come out and compete in a production like this.
Brown says this is the 4th year for the pageant and expects next year's to exceed 100 contestants. This Labor Day weekend, one family is finally reunited after they were separated when their father passed away. Tuscaloosa native Linda Honeycutt has vague memories of her 2 younger sisters because the last time they saw each other was 38 years ago. It took Honeycutt's daughter Karen 7 years of searching, but she finally found them, something she says was her mother's dying wish. The 3 sisters met each other this Labor Day weekend, and they call it their labor of love. For the first time, Honeycutt was able to show her siblings Linda and Teresa their own baby pictures and pictures of their father. Honeycutt says it is all still a shock that they are together.
When I saw them, it was like I just couldn't believe. After all these years, we've spent money, we've done everything to try to find them. We just never could find them.
It's wonderful. There's like answers have been answered, and you know, a dark spot has been lighted, or it's like being whole again.
The sisters have surprisingly had close encounters over the years. While exchanging stories, Linda and Teresa found out they were in the same store at the same time in Tennessee a few years ago. All three say it seems as if they've picked up where they left off. Well, one trilogy has made national headlines for its controversial storyline. 50 Shades of Grey has caught attention from the West Coast to the East and even here in West Alabama. And while people are torn on the book, everyone from local store owners to pastors' wives have something to say about the best-selling work. And WVUA's Molly Mitchell explores the hot book of the summer.
The steamy New York Times bestseller, 50 Shades of Grey, has not only been a local hot topic of conversation, but also a sizzling commodity.
Oh boy, it's like a rubber ball. When it comes in, it hits the desk and somebody says, "I want that."
While some are scrambling to find a copy of Grey, others are seeing red.
All I saw was a book that is demeaning towards women, exploits women and exploits relationships.
E.L. James's 50 Shades of Grey has established a controversial name for itself due to its graphic love scenes. But one reader found a deeper meaning in the main character, Christian.
Really, I found that the story is about make him feel that he's worthy of love and he doesn't have to live this lifestyle that he's chosen.
Anne has 38 years of book sales under her belt, and she's pleased the book is in circulation.
And people who have sort of drifted away from reading as one of their, pleasure activities have picked up 50 Shades of Grey.
I'm not a big reader. I just got my Kindle for Christmas, and after I started the first one, I had to have the other two.
So that alone, thank you to the author of 50 Shades of Grey, just for bringing people back to something they've forgotten they enjoy so much.
Barnes & Noble has seen a spike in sales from the book, and Ann's store has too. People young and old pick up the book, and after reading, many look for the next fix.
It's gotten people back into reading. And everything may not be a 50 Shades of Grey book, but hey, this store is full of wonderful stories.
Whether you love it, hate it, or will never pick it up, remember.
Don't judge the book by its cover.
Reporting in Tuscaloosa, Molly Mitchell, WVUA News.
50 Shades of Grey is currently in works to become a feature-length movie. Well, yesterday began the coveted college football season for the Crimson Tide, and second-ranked Alabama took on 8th-ranked Michigan in a highly anticipated game at Cowboys Stadium in Dallas. But although the game was all the way in Texas, Bama fans here in Alabama could definitely feel the excitement, especially with Alabama's convincing 41-14 win over the Wolverines. So today, WVUA hit the town to find out what people had to say about the first win of the season.
Well, numbers is just a statistic. To really truly be number one, you got to get out there and give 100% every game, during the entire season.
Loved it, loved it, loved it. They gave them the beating they deserved.
We're going undefeated. Roll Tide, roll. We're going 2 in a row.
Roll Tide.
And Todd Hoyer will have more from the college football world along with other sports highlights and scores coming up.